Okay, we're good. Want to make sure that everything is going fine. Hopefully, I don't have any technical difficulties. Okay, I'm now. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Yeah, this was gonna be a little chit chat. Okay, coming from maybe what's been going on. And I'm not gonna necessarily say that this is an announcement, but I'm just gonna make it known, especially as I started off. Yes, I did get vaccinated. I got my vaccine shot, and I'm gonna break it down. How, why, how this all ended up, becoming to me getting this vaccine shot, and what are the I don't want to say the necessary steps to take, but what you should be, concerned about. Okay, first things first, because I know for me, because I had an appointment that Tuesday around 3 o'clock. I show up at 2:45 because sometimes you know how anybody who has an appointment they got to show up at a certain time way early before the actual appointment starts. Well, the thing is that when I got there, uh, I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and because the position that I'm seeing, which it was supposed to be a checkup, but yet that checkup turned into something that I necessarily couldn't get because the position was running an hour behind. So I figured I'm like, well, kind of stuff. And I pretty much felt like it was just a big waste of time. So I'm like, all right, I'll reschedule. But you're gonna talk to me about this vaccine though. The lady that I was talking to, she was like, oh, you can just go outside. There's someone, outside in the booth. Just talk to her. Just give her your ID and information, and get it. Just follow her to one of the rooms, and somebody will come in. So I do that. I had to fill out maybe what, one piece of paper and signature. So I do that, and I had her give it to me on my right arm. And to be honest, it was a little a quick stick, and didn't even feel no sentence. Kind of felt like you didn't even get grazed by it, but it did. So yeah, that's pretty much all that it is in a nutshell. That yes, I did get my vaccine. Uh, I'm due for my second one, next month. And I know there's still getting some questions out there from people and even people because I know I was speaking to Kimmy the doll when she went live on Twitch, and I had mentioned that she had questions. Uh, was there anything that you had to be concerned about? Well, depending on where you go, or depending on who, because I know that there's the Pfizer vaccine, and then there's the Johnson Johnson, but the FDA, had to pretty much put a halt to the Johnson Johnson one because apparently there was some difficult, some medical malfunctions going on. So you know how things ended up. So that's why you got all these confusions where people don't really want to get vaccinated because of maybe because of this incident. Which is understandable. Just like it's understandable if you don't want to get it at all. Okay, fine. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm just tired of getting bickering back and forth with people. It's like, hey, you want the world, you can have it. Hell, even my parents will tell you the same thing, even though they got their shot way before I. It's not a problem. So, so given all that is so, given it all that's been given, I feel good. I really do. But after I finished, they had me sit outside in that exact same booth for about 15 minutes just to make sure that there's no reaction to it, which I give them a lot of credit for that. It kind of felt like movie esque when they give it's like how in the movies when it was based on aliens or monsters, and the moment that you get bitten or something happens to you to where hey it can cause your body to either melt or you just die from it kind of thing, and they give you this form of medicine and side effects they can tell you, oh, you could have a certain reaction to it. So when you get it, you want to be, again, just sitting over here for a certain amount of time just to make sure that you don't get any reaction. Like I said, hey, I appreciate that. They looking out. So that's how, again, it basically started from becoming which was supposed to be a regular appointment checkup, but they even turned into, hey, it's like, all right, well, since I can't necessarily see the physician, you're going to talk to me about this vaccine or if I qualify. Issued me the vaccine, and I'm, good. Yeah, my arm was a bit sore for a couple and a half days. Excuse me, y'all. Having a little sip of something. But yeah, though. But hey, and I know the last couple of posts that I did, was me, getting posting up some gameplay, and apparently I didn't necessarily do the short correctly. I just basically just kind of like marked it off as just basically just putting those couple of clips up of my actual gameplay and just knocking people out, which I don't think I've done too bad. But yeah, they could have been done. They could have. I could have did better. But hey, you live and you learn. You do live and you learn. Is it me or never mind? I digress. But yeah, though. But that was again like pretty much all that I had to say. Speak about in regards to my COVID vaccine shot. I know it makes it seem as though it's been a long time without, being getting back, get back. So, I never had a fever that went, that never went up to 100, nor was I ever going out that much to where, it should be a possibility that I could catch it. With people, that I pretty much interact with, them, put them in, yeah, that's not what I'm trying to do. So I want to be, man, with Chelsea as much as they want to be. Hell, maybe even, being talk about, planning, taking trips and traveling. Now I did speak on this before, where I talked about, I want to go to Jamaica, even though I had already been to Mexico already, because my sister's out there in Jamaica with a friend of hers, and even she was saying how, like, yeah, the water's really nice. Uh, yeah, I'm like taking no beer cans, no dead fish in the water, no weight. I'm like, I figured as much. Cause they, so they're very big on it. So I'm like, hey, whenever things, again, start to get just a little bit better, hey, I'll be down for it, again, taking a trip. If anybody that, again, that want to, who's been there before, whether it's Kingston, Montego Bay, Negril, Ocho Rios, uh, whatever, what have you. What are the do's, what are the don'ts, what are the pros and cons, what were the good stuff that you experienced and what was the bad stuff that you experienced. Like, let me know. So at least I'll be, again, like thinking maybe 3, 4 moves ahead. So I don't necessarily get caught up in something that I probably had no business doing or don't end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, like I said, again, let your boy know, because hey, I'm down. Man, man, the sun's man, and the weather today, hey, the sun's been shining. I know it's still April, but it somewhat feels like it's June already. I'm just wondering, hey, what's up with that? Because I know where I'm at in the Pacific Northwest, it normally gets it's a lot of rain and it's a lot of cold, but yet the moment that it starts getting around this temperature and around this season, oh, you'll get a lot. Yeah, you'd be surprised. I will tell you that. Like people will, it's like people when they see the sun, they'll just come out and just take it in like they ain't never seen sun before. It's like cavemen and cave women. It's like yeah, they come out whenever they need to, and then they just crawl right back into the hole. And I think that again, like I said, the state that I'm in, like in Washington State, and not just and again in certain places of the city. Like I read, there was a video that I was looking at a long time ago where they said that a lot of Scandinavians would basically just stay inside. And I'm like, interesting. So I'm like, hey, it is what it is. But 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 let me tell you this: it's kind of good, but at the same time, it's kind of terrible because when people, again, like what they get the impression of, or all it does, if you're living in a state and all they're known is just one thing, it kind of takes away the integrity of that actual state. Now, I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. See me, I lived in many places before. Hey, I'm a military dependent, so it's not like again, I'm like uh, certain people that if they only know because they've only been in one spot for so long, then hey, that's all they know. So on that ship, they necessarily really can't. Right? They could probably just only tell you, again, through their experience or how long they've been in that certain place for, uh, what to look for, what to look out, what to look for, what not to look for, the do's and don'ts. To hell, to hell. But hell, if I was like, and I'm just saying this for an example, like hell, if I was living in Miami, uh, yeah, again, despite their, pandemic situations going on there, and yeah, in Miami, especially the South Beach, there, oh, wonderful weather, wonderful. Now I'm sure that they have their, natural disasters. Well, yeah, they do. They have their hurricanes. But and hell, even I've lived in places to where they had hurricanes. So maybe I haven't experienced a Miami hurricane or a Florida type hurricane. And I don't want to. I knocked on wood just for that. I'm just saying. Now again, just imagine if it snows down there. It's like, yeah, that's a different issue. Not saying that it doesn't snow, but down there, I'm sure it does. I'm pretty sure I necessarily they couldn't tell me anything, again, on how to handle snow or how to handle cold. Because normally their weather is hot. Now, if they went up here, then yeah, their apparel would have to be, all alternated. So no more, those short, low cut type of outfits. You can only wear, you probably only wear, I don't think only, but you can probably wear those if it's around, like let's say spring or summertime. I mean, hell, you live in California, same thing, same thing. So yeah, everybody knows it's hot during the day, the cold at night. So at least you want to keep your, apparel, your attire, at a certain season. Knowing that you have your winter wear, spring wear, your summer wear, your fall wear. It was there. Like when I went to Mexico last year before the pandemic even became a pandemic. Oh, it was, oh man, I said it was hot. The sun was blazing. I didn't want to leave. Yeah, I said it. I didn't want to leave. But I knew it was gonna get to a point to where, yeah, I had to. Yeah, I had to go back home. But when you go to a foreign country and you know how good it's over there, you want to stay. I know I do. So I made the best out of it for what it's worth. And then I come back and yet it's colder than a it's colder like somebody that cranked up the air conditioner full blast. I kid you not. Like how you go from enjoying sunshine, wonderful weather, you in the pool, you on the beach, just enjoying yourself, having a good time, and all of a sudden you gotta come back wearing coats and coats, jackets, gloves, like how? But hey, that's life for you in itself. And then I had that what was it that necessarily that withdrawal? Well, of course, I'm not even explaining what that withdrawal was. Like I come back home and it's like, man, I can't even sleep. Like, look at this ridiculous bullshit. Yeah, though, but anybody got any questions or something, hey, of course they can write them down in the chat. I know it ain't really that many people. And they got stuff going on. I can, like I said, I was just me just explaining, but I was going through how I got my first vaccine shot, and for those of you who had concerns, and again, yeah, I'm pretty sure people are gonna have more concerns, as well you should. All I know is for me, I didn't have any bad reactions, even though again, right after I got done, they had me sit in this little corner for a bit, for 15 minutes, just to make sure that there's no allergic reaction. But like I said, I gave them mad props, despite me feeling some type of way because I had to, reschedule the appointment with the physician that I was seeing because she was running an hour behind. But it happens. And then, what I started thinking, I thought about that for like, what, 2 days straight. And I was like, you know what? I remember her saying that, there was a lot of people that would cancel their appointments or they didn't show up. And I'm figuring that it probably was, one of the two that all these cancellations and all this stuff that's going on, and you again all that time that it takes for you to, and again that was what they had to deal with. And now I don't know necessarily know because I'm not the medical professional, but yeah, that can I'm pretty sure yes, that could be tough on on a medical advisor or a medical physician, cancellation, people just not showing up. Yeah, they do happen. Hell, I canceled appointments before, but at least I rescheduled. I don't know about these other people. And you know what? And to be honest with you, and when I said, and again, I know they say, "Oh, you lying?" Nah, I'm not lying. I haven't really been eating a whole lot of candy as much as I used to, and even I myself was kind of, even I myself was thinking like, like what is going on? It's like I sort of feel different than how I normally would feel every time I do eat when I do or don't eat candy. But when I eat, and of course, I can't turn down cookies or ice cream. Plus, it's, again, it's the time for that. Cookies and ice cream because hey, you said there's something wrong with the. Oh, hold on, just a sec. Hmm.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh shit. Now I probably gotta, redo this all over again. Hey, Galactic is does it sound better? Well damn, look like I may have to necessarily restart this one. Hey, but while I was doing all that explanation, did I was I still sounding a bit choppy? But yeah though, what was I saying? Oh, okay, yeah. How oh you could hear me but the oh okay. Alright. Makes sense. Because even I could have swore that I was sounding good. But yeah, though. But I was saying that I'm not necessarily eating a lot of candy like I used to. But every now and then I may frequent with cookies and ice cream. Hey, what's going on, Kimmy? I'm like Panda, damn it! Like I blame you for this, man. I do. I blame you. This is all your fault. See, this is what you get every time you be playing Fortnite. You run over people and carry on, carry on. But no, though. But all jokes aside, though. Oh, Panda, I did return back to playing Doom Eternal, and man, oh, you gonna be on Discord? All right, cool. But nah, though, like I think what the issue was because for that game, and it didn't dawn on me up until the game director went live on Twitch and actually said it himself that you can't necessarily just use or rely on one weapon and it's cool. It's like nah. 'Cause, I mean, it used to work back then in the earlier Doom games where you could just use a shotgun or a 12 gauge or whatever weapon you had at that time, and then without alternating, nah, you're gonna have to use all of your weapons. And I'm like, okay, makes sense. I can do that. I can do all that. But yes, though, yeah, but I'm just down one more vaccine shot to go, which will be next month, and like I say, yeah, but I kind of like switching yeah, I kind of like the weapon switching. Okay, Kimmy, will do. Gives the game variety. Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, they had variety in Doom 2016, but it just seemed that Doom 2016, like, to I mean, don't get me wrong. Hey, the game is great, but they could have did a bit more. But but maybe that was just again of them coming back. Oh, excuse me, shit. Sorry about that, y'all. I was drinking my drink, and all of a sudden it went down the wrong way. But yeah, though. But Doom 2016, like I said, the game was fun, and they could have added what they did add in Doom Eternal. But to me, and even the guy said that when you play Doom Eternal, you definitely will be forgetting about Doom 2016. And I'm like, yeah, and you did it. You succeeded in that. You succeeded in that department. Eternal is the Doom, perfect Doom 20. Oh yeah, and not only that, like when you the Doom Blade, the that little sword thing that he chops you up with, and the hammer. But nah, though. But to me, then they also what I like about it how they give you a very good education on the history of the Doom Slayer, where he comes from, how he even became the Doom Slayer, and where he comes from. I'm like, all right, not necessarily. Oh, and oh yeah, in Panda they do have fast travel. I don't know if you knew that though. Hell, I didn't know that either up until I saw. I had to pay attention and go to where it says auto maps, and I'm like, hold up, you mean to tell me all this time I was playing this and y'all failed to? I don't want to say y'all failed, but you necessarily didn't really let us know that there was actually a thing of fast travel instead of us thinking we had to play the whole thing from scratch. Again, we didn't know. Hey, same here, man. I didn't know that either. Hey, all that is just again what that is me wanting to even continue to play it even more. Whether I Whether I died and come back to life and get extra life, hey. And he was saying how the game director Hugo Martin, he was saying how because the questions that he was being asked right when they was working on it about, well, what did you do in order to what do people have to do to, again, to make sure that they're not gonna be rage quitting like they would do in the other previous games, to where they would want to come back and pick up the controller and play again. And this thing is like, well, the thing about it is that I do jujitsu, and every time we roll around on the mat and we're trying to submit people, yeah, you can tap out and and you tap out or you tap them out, then you're able to go back and rinse and repeat. But I'm still, but nah though. But hey, but I did find a new game that I will be that I'm definitely gonna be purchasing, and it's the game called Seafood. And if for those of you who haven't seen the Seafood trailer, y'all go ahead and check that out. Well, the game is pretty fair as far as difficult. Oh yeah. And it's like and it really gives you how you can and you really have to be on detail on how to kill these enemies. Like I know the cackle demons that you were saying that you was having issues with. There wasn't a point in time to where I had a shotgun and I saw a cackle demon. I'm like, all right, I'll just shoot a sticky bomb in your mouth and you're gonna blow up, or I gotta glory kill you. If you die in that game, usually it's your yeah. That's why I gotta stay moving. Because trying to stay in one spot could easily get you killed. And if you just happen to somewhat, like mess up, or you trying to jump on the next platform and yet you don't necessarily connect to that platform as you thought you would, then yeah, that too could be problematic. And then I just be looking at these the layouts and the lores and see how people. I'm like, how are y'all playing this? I'm like, how was you able to get to this and kill this demon the way that y'all did, and yet I'm having a difficult time trying to kill this demon. But the thing is that it's like again, like they said, it's a pretty much one of those games to where you gotta play it and you get it's like getting a black belt. I'm like, well, hey, it's honestly has an old school feel to it, which I. Oh, which one, Panda? Oh yeah, yeah, it does. Even though it's a first person shooter, but it has a third person gameplay. And there's also a thing called cheat codes. But you gotta find these what you call it, these, hidden, gems throughout the stages. And I mean, you definitely gotta be on point exactly where you are and how to get to. It's like basically you're just playing the game and nothing can't be missed. But hey, but again, but later on, hey, I do plan on playing again. That'll be like, like what, my second stage. And if I know, and again, and if I do good, then I know I'm doing something right. I miss cheat code. You know that you can, and that's, yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, and at least you knew, because again, gaming nowadays is, oh, because yeah, everybody that remembers, when they played something that was so difficult that they had to put in a cheat code in order to beat it, so they didn't have to do all the extra hard work. Nowadays, it's they would rather have you grind. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hell, just imagine if Fort. Oh shit! I just gave him an idea. I'm just gonna keep silent because I don't want to give these people any more ideas than what they already have. See what they thought. See what y'all thought. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get me. Nah, I got you. I get you. No, I'm not giving. Nah, I'm not giving that game any more ideas. Like I said, than what they already have. But though, what I was really gonna say, which I'll tell y'all later on. Game Genie and Game Shark. You know what? I kind of remember Game Shark. Kind of do remember. But again, for me and how I originally started, I was playing regular. Before there was even a Super Nintendo, there was a regular NES that came with that orange gun to where you could just go duck pigeon shooting. Oh, there were special discs and cartridges that could let you cheat. Oh, damn. But yeah, though, and that's the thing. They were special discs and cartridges that could let you cheat. Yeah, those were the good old days. But unfortunately, since they don't necessarily have them, have it for the current systems, like your Xbox One S and or Xbox One or One X and PS4, even let alone PS5, you think that oh, this would be the perfect opportunity to use one of these, and the player will have a uphill advantage. I remember I used it on Final Fantasy X to give me unlimited gil. Oh, I know you trolled your ass off every time you was playing with Gil, huh? That- yeah, I wouldn't if I didn't beat it without I didn't beat it without cheats though. Or I did beat it with oh okay. And that's kind of how I feel about certain fighting games, to where you can beat it or not beat it without cheats. But hell, even if like even for the Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection, I feel like again, yeah, that those cheats will can come in handy till I have unlimited Hadoukens and Shoryukens. So that way I don't have to worry about, get people the computer trying to spam my enemy, and all of a sudden they ended up landing these shots to where my energy gets drained more than their energy. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, make that make sense. Okay, I think they no, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Hey, Panda. Kimmy's in the chat room, trolling Foster the Gamma a little bit. One eternity later, because it's like hey, he said, yeah, give me 20 minutes, and one eternity later. Did you hear about Daggio using a special arcade stick? Nah, no, I didn't hear that. And the thing is, I didn't even know they were still even using arcade sticks. But I guess again, But I guess still things don't really change all that much. Yeah, it's basically molded. It's it was basically a modded fight stick where he could do Hadouken with one button press. Oh, wonderful! Because normally, like when I play Street Fighter Five, uh, like when they was in the process of like talking about it, like people were playing it using those arcade sticks, and me, I'm just using the controller, and then I just think that hey, because my thing is me and with my hand-eye coordination on how to press certain buttons and the directions that you need to go in order to make this move work and how many times you have to press it. I remember trying to do that before and I literally sucked ass. But though, I'll even do you one better. The only way that I could probably pull that off if I had a controller that was just about the size of an Xbox one. Now I know, again, for people who anybody that has an Xbox or played with an Xbox will talk about how y'all know how big that controller is, and nah, you ain't gotta have the biggest among biggest hands just to play it. But for me, since I got now I ain't got giant hands, but when I was playing Street Fighter or Tekken on an Xbox One, for some reason like the movements was just flowing natural. And again, and you can say, oh well, I was a little bit rusty on certain gameplay, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I like playing on a controller. Yeah, me too. I like the Genesis style controller for. Oh yeah, now that was again classics amongst itself. Oh, the Sega Genesis. Now again, like I said, like even for me, because I had a Nintendo and Super Nintendo to try to, again like press buttons on the directional pad and two buttons on the on the right side of the pad. This is like, well, damn. And PC. And you know what? And that's the thing too, like, cause now the first now and I got a little confession here. The first ever Hitman game that was ever that would that the system that it was on was actually a PC. Now I bought that game actually, and I was trying to play it, but for some reason it's like, nah, I'm not sure what it is, but it seems that my laptop in this game is just not necessarily the perfect couple. I just feel like, what, hell, to me, this game will be better off remastered and just, released for the current gen regular than the regular gen that it was, released for previously. Now I know they do have the all the Hitman games on Steam that you can use your PS4 or Xbox One controller and then just call it a day. I'm like, hey, cool. But then I just start thinking, it's like, well, is it really worth it paying all this much money, or am I just a cheapskate? Well, you know what? I might be a cheapskate. Yeah, full controller support is great. Yeah, it's especially when it's not necessarily too complicated. I saw it's okay. I like cheap. Yeah, because bec- bec- nah, because it's like hey, stuff like that only comes like once in a lifetime. So you gotta go ahead and make the best out of it and grab it while you can, especially when it's done. Especially when it's again at a low price. It's like hey, it's like here for an example, like if I went and went to McDonald's and normally they Big Macs can be on the dollar menu, and all of a sudden you go back and it's like $5 or $6. Would you get the $5-6 Big Mac or wait till it's on the dollar menu? Because again, people thinking that trying to pull this cash grabbing shit is gonna get them somewhere, but yeah, but not for too long. And by the way, and when they try to market like they're the only ones that only has burgers or necessarily burgers that could be done their way, I'm like, no, you don't. Of course, there's Burger King. Of course, there's Wendy's. There's Checkers. Or exactly, Panda. Just like I was saying, I'm going for that dollar menu too. But yet they try to paint themselves like they're the only burger joint, and it's like, no, you're not. Or if I went to trying to think like this, I don't want to say Taco Bell because Taco Bell is not necessarily really that authentic as they like to make themselves out to be, but they know they're not. They're not really authentic. Like let's say if there was a Del Taco or Taco Del Mar or Taco Time, they all have good prices. But I would say, well, good prices. Yeah, they have good tacos. But the thing is, who's gonna be on sale? One out of those three. Apparently, though, Mickey D's has a new chicken sandwich that goes pretty hard. Well, you know what? Well, it's a dirty little secret. Like I rarely even frequently mess with they sandwiches. Like I'm normally known for eating they breakfast sandwiches and the chicken McNuggets. Taco Bell has a pretty good . 'Cause, 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 ' Well, you know what I did enjoy most, like at Taco Bell, is when they had their good Fiesta bowls, those zesty Fiesta bowls, and then they replaced it with the with the salad stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, I never turned down greens, but you would have just been better off just keeping the zesty bowl on the menu because because let's be honest, like nobody ain't necessarily ain't go to Taco Bell for a zesty ass salad, or let alone go to Mickey D's for a pussy ass salad. Is that the name of it now? Because I remember back then they had what was called the zesty Fiesta Bowl. They had a Santa Fe bowl where it was rice and rice and chopped up steak or beef, while the other one was had rice and chicken. And just the way that that was done, like that would be the only reason why I would go there. Like if I wanted to have tacos, of course I can, but I'm also gonna get this bowl. And I would even get I would even get a chicken burrito to come with that. So I'm like, how dare you, Taco Bell? How dare you, McDonald's? Take that old sorry sucker ass salad out of my face, man. Oddly enough, they have a vegetarian bowl that, yeah they do. And you know what? I believe I may have tried that one time. And to their credit though, that one is actually, and again, like, because again, I've gone vegan before, or well, yeah, vegan for about what 2 years, and the challenge of that though was tough because when they think vegan, all they think is just vegetables, and it's like no, you know, again, believe it or not, there are plenty of things that you didn't know was vegan. Hell, licorice is vegan as well. Oreos, even Good and Plenty. Now I favor Good and Plenty, let's say over all the other stuff. But you can actually get full, get full plenty enough just from eating vegan food. Yep, I've had plenty of tofu, and there's actually a thing called crumble. Now I don't know if you heard actually what crumble is, or if anybody heard what crumble is. It's their own version of ground meat, but it's plant based. And and again, for those, it's like, hey, like don't knock it if you ain't tried it, cause you will be surprised. And they also got what is it, that Beyond, yeah, oh yeah, that Beyond Meat. Oh, even that Beyond Meat is, plant based as well. And I remember I had a couple of patties of those and made them out into burgers. Oh, they were delicious. Speaking of which, I'm gonna attempt to make curry and all right then. All right. Well, you're gonna have to let us know how you have to let us know how that turned out. But all right then. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. I do appreciate y'all stopping by, and we gonna go over there on the other side and see what's going on. And yeah, hope y'all appreciate it, and I would definitely will be seeing y'all again soon. All right then, y'all. Peace.